ProMaster Class B owners, are you happy with what you're using to cover the back windows in your Ram ProMaster? Would you like another option? Hey everyone, it's James from the Fit RV, here today with a DIY modification for Ram ProMaster Class B owners. We're going to install some MCD shades to cover up the back windows in the ProMaster. You won't have to mess around with curtains, you won't have to bring any extra pieces of fabric or cardboard to cover them up, and it's very easy to do, uses the popular MCD shades, and you can get it done once you've got all the parts in about 20 minutes. So let's get started, but before we do, let's head into the shop and I'm going to show you what you're going to need. Okay, so the first and most obvious thing you're going to need is the shade itself. Now this is an MCD shade. It's actually one of their bottom-up screen shades, but you can order it without the screen and with a solid fabric. Now you have to order it in a special way with a certain radius and a certain type, and I'm going to put a copy of the form that I use to order the shade from them on our website, right here, our website, and you can use that to order a shade that'll be just like this one. Now the shade will come to you and it'll be wrapped up and it'll look more or less like this. And don't lose these little guys. These are the clips that are going to hold the shade down when you get it extended. So you need the shade. Next, you're going to need a marker or some way to mark the holes where you're going to drill. And you will need a drill with a 3/32 inch drill bit. Now, I have one of these. If you have it, it's great and it's handy. It's a little punch. Use it to start the hole that you're going to drill in, and that's basically so your drill bit doesn't go skittering across all over your painted door. And then you'll need screws. Now, I've got these number 6 by 5/8 inch screws. I got black ones because it'll match the shade. I picked them up at the local home center. No big deal there. Screwdriver, obviously. And now this, not completely necessary, but I liked it. A little bit of Scotch VHB tape and some scissors to cut it with. And I use that to help me hold the shade in place while I get it mounted. You'll see that in a minute. Now that we've got this stuff together, let's go outside and get it done. Okay, now I'm on a ladder just to make this a little bit easier to reach, but you could do it standing on the ground. The first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to sort of place the shade, extend it, and make sure it's where you want it, and then mark the locations of the mounting holes. And I'm just using a little Sharpie here. That looks pretty good. I'm going to mark a little dot with the Sharpie. Now when you go to mark this hole, you're going to find that there's this little rubber grommet thing that's part of your ProMaster. I just elected to mount with only 3 screws instead of 4. It's not like we're going to be putting a lot of stress on this. I didn't know really what to do with that rubber thing, so we're just going to not mark that hole. So we've got 3 holes marked. Next. Okay, the next, I'm going to use my little center punch here to start each of these holes. I'm just going to place the point on the hole and push. Okay, next. Now I'm going to drill holes in each of those locations where I just made a little center dent. Try not to just jam the drill down into there because you might mess up something on the inside of the door. So as soon as you feel it break through, pull it back. Looking good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this VHB tape. I'm going to put a couple little squares here that will help hold this in place while I drive the screws to hang it up permanently. Press it down hard, it holds better that way. Then remove the backing. And now we're going to just press the blind up there to hold it in place. All right. Be sure to line up the holes so you don't stick this in the wrong place. There. That should stay long enough for us to get some screws into it. Okay, then you just take your number 6 by 5/8 inch screws and put them into the holes. And you don't have to crank these down gorilla tight, which is a bad tendency I have. And once you've got those screws in, you're done on the ladder. Head on down to the bottom half of the window. Remember those little clips I told you not to lose? This is where you're going to need them. What we're going to do is we're going to take the shade, pull it down, And we're going to try to mark the locations where we're going to put these little clips. And I'm going to mount just one of these at a time so that I can get the position just right. So I've got that one marked. Let's drill the hole. Normally, if this was a bigger hole, I might actually prime the hole just to keep it from being the earth, but these are so small, I'd have a hard time doing it. And now we'll screw this in place. Now let's check and make sure that's okay. That seems good. So we're going to mark for the second hole. And we're done. There we go. That honestly took about 20. It took longer to make the video than it did to actually install the other one. So that's it. Again, the order form for the MCD roller shade, we'll put that on our website, and hopefully you can pull this one off yourself without too much trouble. That's all for now. See you later. Bye.